Three, two, one. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Nine Hole Podcast. Now a part of the No Filter Network. It is your host, Ian Miller. This is my first official stream here on the new platform. I am, very blessed, very honored to be here. As you guys have known, whoever is kind of moving over here from YouTube and the Instagram and I've been having a bunch of college coaches on talking about mindset, talking about recruiting, talking about separating, talking about work ethic, talking about what's kind of going on in the state of today's game. Today is no different. LRU, Lenoir Rhyne University, Brock Hudgens is one of the assistant coaches there. He kind of helps on the camp side, man. Brock, what's going on? It's a pleasure to have you here today.
What's up, man? How are you? Doing well. Appreciate you having me.
Dude, it's it's a pleasure. So I kind of moved over here, man, as a way to kind of get, this recorded, being able to interact a little bit more, just having a little bit more, flexibility on a platform. So this is dope. It's a pleasure to have you here, man. I kind of wanted to go about this in a little different way, dude, because you have insane business experience. So what was it in the first, dude? I gotta get at it. I gotta get at it. The first weekend, January, right, was kind of where I really got to see like the ins and outs of the baseball business at the ABCA convention in Dallas, dude. So I got to talk to you about your process, everything that's going on, dude. So I really wanted to pick your brain today too, maybe on some business questions on the baseball side, dude. So you played. Yeah, exactly, dude. So you played at Charlotte, right? You got drafted right here by the Brewers, right? 2014, 31st round. You played 2 years in their farm system.
Yeah.
Dude, and then you transitioned out. Man, you were now, like I said, the volunteer director, baseball ops for LRU. You were the CEO of Play in Sports. You got the Bsblr, right? Over 2.5 million, followers across multiple platforms and social media.
Yeah, wish I could say I did that. That was Chad out here. I'm just helping him take over.
Oh, good. No, you're a part of it, right? Acquired Tap Sports earlier this year, right? And started the web development company Hurdles. Dude, so you've had an interesting story up until this point, dude. Can you just elaborate maybe, man, on the grind up to where you're at? And then I'm just going to pepper you with some business questions.
The grind. I mean, every day's a grind. You always want to be the best, to your ability. Your reputation's on the line. Word spreads fast in the baseball community. So if you work hard, it'll kind of get out there and well known. And you just want to keep the pace and learn new things as you go. No matter if that's keeping up with tech, or just meeting and networking with new people. I think we met through Seeger, Justin, and then I ran into you walking up the walk path at the ABCA. I feel like I know you, right? And then we connected and just got some coffee and talked for 2 hours, and now we're here.
Dude, that was at 7, and you were networking like 2 hours before that, dude. Like you were like in the process, and I was just waking up, getting in there, dude. So I was blown away by that. So that's the work ethic type stuff, maybe that translates from the baseball world into the business world on the baseball side, dude. So what do you have going on, man, with all the, the businesses maybe that you are kind of like involved in? Like, what is your day-to-day like, man? What are you doing?
Whoa, day-to-day. Day never sleeps. I don't even know. I don't even know when it starts, really. I guess right when I wake up and take the kids to daycare, drop them off, and head to the office and jump around the computer. Coming up with trying to grow multiple companies at one time, managing people, making sure they're on their tasks day to day. Like today, I was texting the Lenoir Rhyne coaches about helping them find a mat, a plyo-wall mat, and I walk outside my office and there's 7 of them like just sitting right there. So I took a screenshot and sent it to the coaches. And you just always got to think on your feet, no matter what you're doing, and you got to think about others too at the same time. Put other people first, I think is what's key, and that's kind of what our businesses are about too, is making sure we take care of other people before ourselves, and then everything else will follow in the end. So if you can kind of be not as selfish or selfish, I guess I don't even know how to say that word, but
I get it.
You start thinking about other people. So
sick. So what are you doing at LRU, right, Lenoir Rhyne? Well, like what are you technically doing there, man? What's your involvement there?
Yeah, so my involvement with Lenoir Rhyne is basically to help the coaching staff make money on the side of their camp business. You know, I try to help kids get out to the games, fan base. You know, spread awareness around the university itself as well, and try and be in a unique way, right? So I help figure out new ways to get the brand out there when it comes to a Chick-fil-A partnership, like a yard sign to the drive-through about our camp business. What's that doing? That's one, helping us get our brand out there and getting kids out to the games, and then also making revenue on the camp side of things as well, which is going to help our business for playing sports too. Same time.
Love it. So
Um,
playing sports is you are involved in like the camps, and kind of like the showcase type stuff.
yeah, it's all more. I guess it's all encompassing now. It started out as camping clinics where you can post camps on there, but now booking and registration software where anyone can use it for like conventions or ticket sales in an event space, right? So if you have basically like 5 or more people, I'd say attend an event or a session, that's what you can when you can use playing sports, and it doesn't cost any money. It's free.
Nice, dude. That's
Yeah,
awesome, man. So I understand that you might not be much of a football man, right? You
I am.
you
I'm a football guy.
are
I'm a
you?
football,
So what was your
but
take? What was
it's
your
been
take
hard
this
to
past weekend, man?
do what?
Or what was your take this past weekend? Were you watching any of that football?
I watched a little bit of it. I watched the Ravens play. Is the Ravens right? They played.
Yeah, dude, I was hoping they
Yeah,
were gonna win, man. Not that I
yeah.
know a whole
It was
bunch,
like
but
17-7, I think, when I was watching it, and I was on my phone actually trying to do some baseball or stuff, so I didn't watch too much of it.
love it.
But yeah, I know that the Ravens lost, and then what the Lions lost too, right? The 49ers.
Yes.
And then wasn't this like predicted or something? Didn't somebody predict this
No,
last year?
dude. I don't even remember. So dude, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure the 49ers won, right? Like
I'm pretty sure
pretty
49ers. Yeah,
pretty
49ers
sure.
won.
So the script said that like Baltimore was favored to win. They were supposed to win. There were some things like coming out. I guess somebody saw some at Dave and Buster's. My wife was telling me Dave
Oh,
and
really?
Buster's was already like marketing the
Yeah,
Ravens versus the 49ers, dude, which is crazy. Like that's crazy.
yeah, like the
Uh,
like the confetti on
Yes,
the
dude. I've heard
commercial.
a couple different like stories of that
Yeah,
coming out, man. So what are the thoughts like? I guess switching gears here, man, shifting into baseball, right? MLB,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
What are the thoughts going into spring training, dude? You seen all the moves around the league, like the Dodgers are obviously kind of building something crazy there, man. A whole lot of money being spent, dude. The Astros,
Yeah.
they're nuts. Like, what do you got? What's the vibe going into spring training?
I don't know. What do you think? You're the one that made it up there. I didn't. You
I
know more than
mean,
I do.
dude, so I am like I mean, like I
You're the big
touched on.
leaguer. You're the big leaguer.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
great.
yeah. So
Small guy.
I'm also getting educated kind of as I go, man. But the way that I'm looking at it is like I'm not sure who's going to be able to beat the Dodgers.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
Well,
who's
Dodgers
going to be able to beat that, right? And then
get
the
Dodgers and
hater with the
Rangers.
Astros,
Yeah.
that's going to be nuts as well, dude. The
Hmm.
Mariners, they're nuts. They're good, right? I'm not saying
I'd say the Dodgers have a shot, but it's. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
okay.
Uh, Corey Seager has won it when he was there, I guess, but then he left with the Rangers.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
So maybe
Uh,
maybe Corey's the winning ticket. I don't know.
yeah. Well, how about a year that he had, dude?
Yeah, no kidding.
Um, Man, so what do you got around NCAA baseball right now? Right, so LRU, they're Division two. You
Hmm.
played D1 baseball.
Yeah.
Had a great career, dude. Played a couple years of pro ball, man. Like, what do you see today being involved in college athletics again? Like, man, what was the difference between then and now? Maybe playing at a D1 and coaching at a D2. Like, man, the state of college baseball right now with the portal makes everything a little crazier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, what do you? I mean, what are your feelings on that, man? What's going on there?
So I mean, I guess just to be clear, I don't. With me, I'm just focused more on the camp side of things and
Yeah,
the summer ball placement and community service outreach stuff. I try and stay way out of out of the recruiting and scouting stuff
yeah,
area. Um, but I think that the way things are going now, you have to be on social media, right? That's number one. You have to have some sort of online presence on Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Twitter's a hotspot for college coaches, and they're always on that. And in the group text, you always get a text of about the players, that they see maybe on social media, just so the whole coach staff can see it. But I would say that you have to brand it just right. You have to be creative in a certain way that stands out. So if you go look at my Twitter bio, you'll see it says something funny, catchy, hilarious around once grew 1 million followers, but my wife told me to get a real job. I made $60,000 on Twitter. So I think that type of stuff, right? It's catchy, to the point. People that take that interesting, and if you can do something like that in your bio from a player standpoint, and be funny, then that's your personality. Then it might catch a coach's attention. It might scroll through your feed, right? So I think social media is huge, and going to camps too. Like a lot of college coaches now, they don't go as much anywhere anymore, right? So they're not traveling to different schools or to showcase team or tournaments. They're sticking around. So if you go to their camp and you feel like you could play there, then why not go give it a shot? Get in front of them. And
is that the best way you
that's
think to get
option.
seen? Not to cut you off, my bad, dude. Is that the
100%.
best way to get seen?
Yeah, especially from a personality standpoint. I think touch points. I think from a sales aspect of things, you got to get in front of a coach, but also you got to kind of reach out proactively multiple times, and then if you're good enough, that's when you go in person. Of course, and present yourself and kind of back up why you reached out 4 times before, right? So if you annoy them enough, they're gonna remember you. But if you can't back it up, then it's gonna be kind of hard to prove yourself. So you better be able to back it up when you show up.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
You touched on obviously, the social media aspect. So that's something that I'm getting like acclimated with. So when I was playing, obviously it was cool to have like a blue check mark, right? Because you're playing Major League Baseball. I never utilized any of that stuff. Never really, utilized any type of following or social media, man. So I'm kind of getting back into it. I'm able to grow, the 9-hole brand with kind of what I'm doing, having coaches on, having, companies on and all that stuff. Going to have players moving forward, man. Going to have, Trevor Hoffman on tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Brett Boone, Mike Cameron, D. Gordon, Cam Maben, man. These are all guys that I am scheduled to have on. And dude, so yeah. Spent a little bit of time with Cam. Yeah, dude. I spent a little bit of time with Cam, man. He's a good dude. So I'm fortunate there with the social media aspect of things. I never really like utilized that before, man. So man, I was talking to the Major League field coordinator from the Mariners, Carson Vitale, and we were talking about the diversity of his locker room, right? So he has fucking superstars like Julio Rodriguez in there who have Greek god bodies, where you look at him and you're like, yo, that dude is fucking 14 years old, but I know he's going to be an all-star. You know what I mean? Or I know he's going to be a Hall of Fame. Like that's a hot take, but like you can look at those guys and they can
walk
pass
around.
the exactly, dude. And so I was touching on, like, you have that diverse group in the locker room where it's like just absolute studs, like that were born for greatness, and dudes that I played against, dude, fuck, now I'm gonna forget his name, bro. Justin Topa. Put myself on the spot. I went off script and I almost forgot the name. Stinks. Justin Topa, dude. So I played him at LIU. He was at LIU. I'm at Wagner, and he was just pumping fuel. If you threw 90 miles an hour in the Northeast, you got looked at like a god. So I remember him. He threw a lot harder than that. It ended up getting drafted. It didn't work out. He was out of bait. I think he was like doing indie ball and stuff, and he used social media, Twitter, from what I remember, to post the data, the Rapsodo, all the I don't even know what the data, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he used that. Dude, he was closing games this past year, the past year or two with the Mariners, and is a fucking stud in their bullpen from that, dude. So like the social media aspect of things is something that, especially like networking wise on the business side, blows my mind. But like learning that it kind of plays an integral part in the recruiting process. You can kind of grab people's attention, get your name out there. Dude, that's something you recommend? Like obviously creating a profile, but like getting video on yourself, outreaching it to coaches.
100%. Yeah. I mean, you got to start somewhere. I would say start as early as possible. I remember when I was in 7th grade, I'd stopped in a couple colleges to tell them, hey, I'm interested in going to your school. I was like knocking on doors when I was in the 7th grade, 6th grade probably too. And those guys actually came and watched me pitch when I was a junior, and I threw a no-hitter. So that little one thing did for me was a game changer, because I'm someone that has to prove myself, and if you can't back it up, then why even do it? So if I do something, I'm gonna follow through with it, you know, after the few years of training and developing. But social media, 100%, do it as early as possible, because if you get really good at it, you might actually enjoy it. And then you got to do something after ball, right? We're sitting here right now, we're done playing ball. So the earlier you get around to doing something that you didn't know that you even liked or knew about, the better the chance that you're going to be successful using it later on in life, because you never know what you're going to do.
Love it. Love it. Love it, dude. Like we kind of touched on earlier, man, alluded to the portal, the transfer portal, where like you can just pack your bags and get on out and just end up somewhere else. Like, you know,
Crazy.
there's different rules. Yeah, dude. Whereas, man,
Crazy.
I went to Wagner College and I was like, I would love, you know, it would be sick. We go play Hawaii and we go play UCF. Yeah, we get absolutely crushed when we go out there. But like, you know, it'd be cool to be at a you know, an awesome place like this. Like not being grateful for what I had, but obviously, like if I transfer Division I to Division I, you got to sit out a year, right? You got to redshirt, dude. That's what made it, you know, Now with NIL money, dude, with the portal, it makes everything a little bit more like competitive, dude. So you hit on social media, you know, outreaching stuff, dude. Like you've played at high school, college, D1, helping coach D2. You've played pro ball. Like aside from just, man, work ethic and talent, like what are some things that you think could help kids stand out, bro? Because it's getting like even more competitive, right? That's where I was kind of going with that fucking portal tirade. But
I mean, portals, high school athletes. I mean, it's hard now. Let me just put it that way, to get recruited. And I'm not really in the college recruiting space at all, when it comes to who to pick and who to look at for Lenoir Rhyne at all. But I can tell you right now that the high school athletes have to do something to stand out, and that is, I'm talking about walking in the coach's offices if you're good enough and you feel like you can back it up, and saying, "Hey, I'm just want to introduce myself. I'm in the area." Because the transfer portal, I mean, that's where they're going to go to first, right? Most of them are, because they want people that are experienced. They want people that have been at the college level. You know, it's kind of like work, right? Where playing sports, you have somebody that's fresh out of college that has no experience, right, in social media or any kind of digital marketing or advertising. And then you have somebody that's 3 years into work and they have a little bit of social media experience. You know, who am I going to go after? Which one am I going to select? It's the same thing. So you got to stand out. Like the high school or that college graduate that has no experience, if they did social media in college and they grew to something to 10,000 followers, then I'd probably bring them on than someone that has a little bit of digital advertising in a corporate world. Same thing for your high school athletes. You know, like, are you good at digital marketing or advertising? Like, what can you bring to the table that the coach is missing out on? You know, I mean, I think that if you have a little bit of content creation up your pocket, you know, that's one piece that might make you stand out if someone's the same. So if you create content, a coach might actually like that, because they might want content creators to grow their brand, you know, recognition.
Sure.
You know, that's not going to hurt anyone. So I'm just saying you got to find a way, because it's hard now.
Yeah, got to make yourself sexier than the dude you're going up against, right? You got to make yourself a little bit maybe more marketable, but like, you know, more appealing than whoever it is. Yeah, whoever it is you're going up against, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. So you touched on the media side of stuff, maybe having some, you know, tricks up your sleeve that differentiate yourself. The Bsblr, man. So you said a guy, Chad's going at it. Like, what is your involvement there, man? And what is the Bsblr? Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, so Donovan Ellis and Chad, they've done a really good job recently on the vision, kind of where they want to take it. I've stepped in recently to help push it out a little bit more, and maybe raise a little bit of capital depending on kind of where we're at. But Donovan's done a really good job with sales and partnerships. What we're going with this is we're basically getting content creators like yourself, for example, to hop on a content basis where we have 5 guys or gals, and we sell partnership advertising spots, you know, to like a Rawlings or to some other brand that wants more visibility, and then also help you guys, of course, grow your reach and audience as well. So it has 2.6 million followers, if not more now. You got Instagram, 880,000, and then Facebook, 1.7 million. Yeah, so the reach is there. Now we just we're headed in the good direction with the company, and we have some revenue coming in to be able to kind of figure out where we want to head next with it. And I think Donovan's done a really good job with the affiliate marketing too, and coming up with ideas and creative ways to help put money in creators' pockets, and then also ours at the same time. Of course, we think about other people first, so we want to make sure we take care of those that help us.
Love it, man. What do you got going on at like Tap Sports and the Hurdles, the web development company?
Yeah. So everybody's probably wondering, like, how do you stay organized? It's crazy.
Yeah, no shit.
About 4 months ago, one of our employees now gave me like a suggestion on how to stay organized. So I use that, and it's night and day.
What is it?
I can't tell you. I'll tell you offsite. I don't want to give my secrets away. Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, we keep it all boxed up, so it's easier. Tap Sports is a data collection company. We just acquired them back at the beginning of the month, and college coaches, high school coaches, I think players right now can use it as well. But we're going to revamp it a little bit. But you can track like where the ball's being pitched. What's your 60 time, what's your velocity. Are you picking balls, fielding balls? There's like a plus and minus button. So every time you miss a ground ball, you get the minus. Every time you field it cleanly, you get the plus. And you can kind of use it to your advantage and figure out your day-to-day routine when it comes to how are things going. Track it. So it gives you a good understanding of how you're doing instead of forgetting 2 days later how you did that day. So even players like high school players can use it for that.
Nice, dude. Nice. I love it, man. Ambush question.
Yeah.
Off script. I saw a tweet you hit on like the other day. It was like there's a big opportunity if
athletics.
If athletics like invested, cared in this department about their students, having like content creation, something to that. I'm gonna butcher it. It's not in front of me. I should have
I got it.
reference. But you said that there's an opportunity there for like individual schools, campuses, universities to, have a content type, right?
Yeah, I think athletics. I mean, I don't know much about athletics, but I've dealt with NIL through athletics multiple times already, and it's been a little hit. It's been hit every time, or miss. It's been a miss every time. No hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
really?
It hasn't been very good. And I was using another software to kind of put money into it and say I want a content creator to do X, Y, Z. Failed miserably. Like, it wasn't what I expected. I thought they would be more creative. I thought it would be kind of easy to understand from a bullet point standpoint on what the description meant. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, actually, we've had a couple people that do good. So if you went onto our social media, you can see that those we posted did a really good job, and the ones that attempted also did a good job, but it could have been better.
Gotcha.
But I think that from a standpoint of athletics, like if they had a team in there, like a partnership guy or gal, creator, producer, came up with like the way things need to look, and then like a copywriter, like an editor, for the content, that would take weight off of college athletes' hands, and then it would actually help, I think, the athletic department get prospects in or recruits in, because it's like, hey, we have this to help you, where you don't have to sell. We already have a list of partnerships.
We have the number one sports media program in the country, and you can attract any type of offer, NIL, like any type of attention.
Yeah, creator, we already have a list of people that we deal with. They pay us X amount of money, and if you don't like to do content, we can teach you how to do content. It's like a class education, right? I mean, I feel like personally I would probably got more out of that than I did college education.
For sure.
Yeah. I would have been so into that though, So
100%.
Yeah. I think that would be a unique way. I think college programs should do that. I don't think it'd be a problem for them to get another $10,000-$20,000 per team to be able to pay 4 people to do that. $50,000 each, and then the athletes are happier because now they have money coming in possibly from NIL deals if they like to do content. So
love it. Makes sense to me.
Hopefully somebody will hear this and somebody will do it.
I love it, man. Opportunities there. So this is last little question I got for you, man. This is the 9-Hole podcast. So this is, man, the ideas surrounding the creation of this podcast was, man, I was going to provide insight and some guidance, to the next generation of baseball players like I was whether it's underdog or undervalued, undersized, anything like that, out of the 9-hole, man. Give them information I wish I had, when I
Yeah.
was in their position, their age, man. So like when you think about the 9-hole, when you think about a 9-hole hitter, man, what kind of like qualities, characteristics come to mind for you? The way I envision it, the way I see it, like I take it as like an attitude, dude, like the chip on the shoulder type. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like scrappy,
Yeah.
dude. I embodied that, right? And I try to
Yeah.
take that as far as it took me. I got lucky. I got to the big leagues. Like that's the way that I look at it, man. I try to get everybody's take on it that I have on here, man. Figured, gotta ask you.
Yeah. No, we can talk about this for another 15 minutes probably.
Love
But
it.
I think the 9-hole hitter is someone that just makes contact every single time. When you're at that, just you're not gonna miss the ball, and you're gonna make contact. It might be a dribbler, but you might get on base. Might not, but you're gonna do everything you can to not strike out, and you're gonna never miss an opportunity.
Love it.
That's the way I look at it. Like foul off, foul ball, foul ball, foul ball. In your mind as a 9-hole hitter, you're only gonna get one fastball down the middle, and you better not miss that opportunity because there will be a mistake at some point. I think that's the mindset. And it's scrappy at the same time. I was a 9-hole hitter, just like, growing up, and it made me have a chip on my shoulder. Made me want to get better every single day. And I always enjoyed actually someone that was better than me all times. Like if there's a company, if there's a player, if there's a person, like I always want someone to be one step ahead of me because then I have something to chase.
For sure.
I'm not the kind of guy. If I'm at top, it's hard for me to stay like motivated. So
100%.
I always find someone. There was a competitor. There's competitors in our space, in our camp industry space. But now I feel like we're at the point where we surpass them. So I can't look at them now. So I'm looking at something bigger now.
I get it.
Looking at a massive company that I want to hit, like a Shopify, or a Legas instead of like smaller guys.
For sure.
We did this in a year and a half. So what can we do in 5 more years, 3 more years? If we look bigger.
I love it.
But yeah, I was same as you, man. 9-hole hitter. Played right field. Ended up working my butt off and getting drafted and playing D1. But I always knew, in my mind that I had an opportunity.
For sure.
It just depended on how hard you worked.
Did you have players that were like better than you at all times when you were growing? Obviously if you're a 9-hole hitter, but did anybody like you were playing with, find the success you did?
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's plenty of guys. I've pitched at Charlotte, there was Ryan Butler threw 100, and then Tyler Barnett threw 95 and started freshman year. I didn't start till my junior year. So those two guys were my friends, and teammates, but I always looked at them like, I got to be better than you guys. Like I got to be where you're at in order to get drafted because they're going to get drafted, and they did. Yes, but then once I got the pro, it was a different story. It was like I was playing like 16-year-olds Dominicans. I was like, oh man, $3.5 million.
That are nasty. Yeah.
That are nasty.
Every tool. You know what I mean?
I was a coach. I feel like when I was there, I was an educator. I was a mentor to the guys.
I got a good clubhouse presence.
Yeah, I knew where I stood.
Been there, dude. For sure, I've been there. Brock, thank you for your time, dude. That's all I got. Anything else you want to hit on? Any plugs you want to throw in here? Anything you got, dude? The floor's all you.
No, I'm good. I appreciate you taking the time. Let me talk, and
of course,
let me hop on.
Of course. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be back here again tomorrow with Hall of Famer Trevor Hoffman. Brock, thank you again for your time today, man. I will catch you guys again tomorrow.
All right, see you. Appreciate you.